Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I've received a lot of comments regarding console mods in patch 8 of Baldur's Gate 3, which I want to help out with a bit since there's some things that are kind of misleading. Like if you go into the mod managers, there's this little section here for patch 8 tested, which doesn't actually mean that it's patch 8 tested for console. So I just want to break down some of that because I've got a lot of questions and I've been doing my best to answer them, but I just thought it'd be best to make a separate video regarding console mods because there's some things going on. So basically what's happening with this patch 8 tested section, so this has already almost 600 mods listed in here. This doesn't mean that it's actually properly tested for console at this point. It's just a section under Mod.io, the website. So if you're going to browse any of the mods, you can check out the patch 8 tested for PC. And this means that the mod creator has checked off that this is one of the sections here for their mod. So things like Mistress Spells, which did get an update. A lot of these mods did receive updates. Like 1 day ago, we got an update for Mistress Spells. Party limit adjust size 3 days ago got an update. Face of Faerun 1 day ago. So these mods are continually getting updated. However, this is not pushed out to console at this current time. As of right now, like if we go to look into installed mods that I have just on my console at the current moment, the only mod that got an update pushed out to console is the Imp UI. Now, this isn't actually the most up-to-date update for patch 8's Imp UI either, because if we were to look into the Imp UI mod, so if you look on just above my noggin here, there's the Windows, there's the different versions here. So we have one that was released 3 days ago. It's only on Windows. So you can see just in the small writing, just Windows. And there's one released 7 days ago for Mac, Xbox, and PlayStation. So this is the current version that's on consoles. This one doesn't have the latest updates there, but this is the most downloaded mod, so I thought that this would be important to talk about with almost 5 million total downloads. It's actually crazy. DJ MR has put a lot of work into this, and I just want to thank them for all their dedication to this. So this mod's not maintained. However, there's some great news here. So due to Baldur's Gate 3 patch 8 changes, mod authors will now be able to make changes to UI elements such as action resources without relying on additional mods such as ImpUI. A slimmed down version of the mod has been released. Apparently the version shared earlier was the wrong version, which doesn't contain any of the mod's original UI features. Most of these are included in the base game now. This version should provide the least amount of friction when patch 8 updates, which will list providing support for other custom UI mods that require amendments outside the modding toolkit, such as the better mods by Kate's. So something like the better target information. Now, if you're experiencing issues with the UI while using mods not updated for patch 8, you need to be patient until modders have the chance to update them or remove out-of-date mods until they have been updated. Use only if other custom UIs mods require, otherwise can be removed. So there still is dependencies on a lot of these. So if you check the dependencies, there's a little tab here. They actually changed how Mod.io looks. So I guess I'll just cover that as well. So comments will be on certain sections. So you can see certain mods will have the discussion tab there. I don't blame modders for removing them because I've read a lot of comments on mods and people are not nice. I've already done a video on this. Even in the comments of my videos, I get a lot of not so great comments regarding modding, especially on console. So with this, basically what all this means for ImpUI is this mod is no longer a requirement for a lot of mods, as now mod creators, when they make new mods that alter the user interface, they don't have to use ImpUI to allow for that. So pretty major. This mod was from Nexus, the update's on Nexus. Windows has the update currently, but console has the older version, which they mentioned doesn't have any of the new fixes. So we'll hopefully see that come at some point this week. I know that Larian's very busy with getting this corrected and updated. So we'll hopefully see something coming soon regarding that. But it's really hard to say right now just because there's so many mods that need to get updated. And yeah, if you look through all of these mods, majority of them, like some of them, I guess even 5 days ago, some of them don't need to be updated. Like certain cosmetic mods typically didn't have any issues regarding that. But for the majority of these mods, they have been updated as of patch 8's release. So we'll hopefully see these get pushed out to console at some point soon because, yeah, I know people really want to get back into using their modded playthroughs. So what is my recommendation as far as using mods in patch 8 right now? Since on PlayStation, we only have that ImpUI update that's not properly updated, and going through some of my other mods here, nothing is properly updated at this current moment. The changes will be coming soon, so you can, I guess, just ignore when you go under the filters. This patch 8 tested isn't fully accurate. It's only accurate for PC, just the way that it's listed. I also had questions, I guess, in the past whenever new mods release. If you were to go by sorting and go by the date updated or date published, this isn't actually accurate either. So if we go by this, it's going to show some mods, but some of these mods, this is when they were first released to PC. So we got the solo leveling class mod more recently than this mod here, so this doesn't actually mean much anything either. So I guess my recommendation when it comes to mods, if you're playing on a playthrough that doesn't have any UI mods, it's business as usual for the most part. Now, class and subclass mods do cause some issues with the new subclasses in patch 8. I've answered probably about multiple hundred comments regarding new subclasses not appearing. So what's happening? Let's say you have the Twilight Cleric domain mod installed. With that mod, it may block the Death Domain Cleric, which was added in patch 8, from appearing. So you may have to remove some of the mods that you have installed if they're related to, like, a subclass that's missing from your file. So obviously console has some issues with getting mods installed properly. So my personal recommendation is if you're having issues with your save file and let's say you want to use the new subclasses, just download or just start a new playthrough without mods installed, or with very bare bones mods. Like if you wanted to use like the Cheater's Ring, Debug Book, Taps, any of the hair mods, go ahead and use those. They'll mostly be fine for the most part. Fear Taylor's Camp Clothing, it worked for me personally, but some people reported having issues with specific mods. So I would just test it out if you really wanted a specific mod. But I'm also going to make a note here that if you have a playthrough that has mods currently installed and you can't play it, it's not broken forever. I got some people very, very upset thinking Larian's destroying their save files and wasting hundreds of hours of their time, blah, blah, blah. These playthroughs that have mods that are currently broken will get them fixed. This is something that happens in pretty much any game that has mods. Most recently, Fallout 4 released an update when their TV show came out and it broke all the mods. Skyrim in 2023 released an update that broke all their mods. So this kind of thing happens, and it's especially upsetting if you're like a Skyrim player who is, this game came out over 10 years ago and then an update came out randomly that broke everything. This is the last major patch for Baldur's Gate 3, so this is the last time that this is going to happen. I can't see Larian doing anything to mess with their mods after everything that's going on right now. Just the complexities of it all and them trying to get patch 8 out so that they can start working on their next game. However, Larian did say they will be focusing on console mod curation still, so that's really big. People think, why don't they just post more mods to consoles? This is not fair. I've seen that comment a lot of times on my videos. The thing is, these mods, to be allowed on PlayStation, have to go through testing. And the testing is quite extensive from what I've heard and read, that they just have to make sure that it's not going to cause crashes. We had previously the shotgun mod that got released in the past, and that caused a lot of issues because its initial file that got uploaded, they uploaded 2 different files of it and they uploaded the wrong one and it caused crashes on console. And oh my goodness, I read a bunch of articles about it. Mod authors reached out to me about the amount of anger that people had. So they want to make sure that these mods are updated and tested first before they come. So it's good news, guys. We're going to be getting some more console mods in the future. Larian literally has paid developers to test and approve console mods for PlayStation 5 and Xbox players, so there's going to be more coming, and this is something that they're spending their own money on. There's not really much of a gain from them doing it because there's already quite a few. There's 460 console mods already. This is paired with there being a total of 6,000 total mods, and for console players there's 461. That number's been floating around. It was a little bit higher. It was 463 and it went to 462. It's 461, and then it went back up to 462 and back down to, I'm not sure what's going on there, but there is issues with the Mod.io website in itself. But the good news is we will be getting more mods for console in the future. So I just want to kind of make a note on that. Larian is paying people to test and develop their mods, developers, to make sure that they do have console mods continuing to come. So good things are coming, guys. Right now, I guess in a nutshell, to break down everything in this video, just because the patch 8 tested shows doesn't mean that it's actually accurate for console players. You can always check the mods on Mod.io to see which versions are sent to PlayStation versus, or I guess Xbox as well, versus just PC. So you can see if the mod has been updated. Most of them haven't. I will be doing another video whenever there are updates to these mods, just so you guys are in the loop with what happens there. And also, if you want to play and use the new subclasses or having any issues with your user interface, start a new mod or start a new playthrough without any mods, or just bare bones mods like the Cheater's Rings or whatever mods you want to use, minus class, subclass, and the UI mods, and you should be good to go. But As always, leave a comment if you got any questions regarding this. I try to get back to these as quickly as possible with accurate information to help out with making sure that your modding experience is a lot better. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one.